All right, what's going on, you guys? Before I move on, I just wanted to make a quick video. This video is really going to be quick about the video I made last night, okay? I don't want to put out misleading information, okay? As far as the deal with the DAZN, Golden Boy, Canelo Alvarez, Eddie Hearn has nothing to do with that deal, okay? Golden Boy's deal is separate from Matchroom's deal. Okay, Matchroom has a schedule, amount of fights that's part of their contract, and their own fighters. Same with Golden Boy. Golden Boy, Oscar, he has Canelo. He has a set amount of fights that they're supposed to have within this period of time, and they have their own fighters. Okay, I listened to Eddie Hearn's interview, and obviously he's been in talks with Golden Boy about this, possible fights that we may see, collaboration fights we may see that's going to be on the zone, between both of their fighters, and he's doing what a promoter does. He's promoting the zone. I mean, it's great that he has Joshua there, but now it's even better for him, or better for the both of them now, because Canelo is there as well, and it makes people. It makes people more, or makes more fighters want to sign with them. Okay, if you want to fight Canelo, if you want to fight for a belt at 160, you have to sign with DAZN, because that's where the fighters are. Okay, so it puts more pressure for the fighters that are on Showtime or that's fighting on the outside of DAZN, because basically the champions in that division belong over there. Okay, the champions, not all of the fighters, but the champions. If you want to fight for a title, you have to go over there. If you want to fight Canelo, we already know he's a cash cow. We know guys like Jamal Charlo is a mandatory for the WBC title. Okay, Jamal Charlo, I don't believe he's being promoted. I know that he is managed by Al Heyman, and I know that he's a Showtime fighter. But in order to fight Canelo, he would have to fight Canelo on that platform. But I don't believe he has a promoter. I think a lot of guys that are being managed by Al Heyman are being promoted from a fight-to-fight basis. I don't think they actually have set promoters where they're with this promotion. I think the Charlos used to be with Golden Boy years ago. All right, but when they used to fight on Fox Sports 1, this was when Jamel had the dreads and everything like that. All right, that was a long time ago. But I just don't want to misconstrue anything. I've seen people leaving comments. People liked the video, but people were leaving comments basically saying that Eddie Hearn has nothing to do with Golden Boy being there. And that is true. That is true. So I want to apologize if I led to anyone believing that Eddie Hearn made this deal. He didn't make this deal. It's good for him. So he's talking as if he's glad that it's happening. But this is strictly a Golden Boy deal, even though it's best for the both of them, because they're trying to pull as many people over to the zone as possible. All right. And to be honest, I was watching Deontay Wilder's interview with the Boxing Voice. He seemed very pissed off in the interview. He seemed like they asked him about Canelo and what he thought of the deal, and he was pretty much saying, all this stuff about Eddie Hearn, that he doesn't want to deal with it because Eddie Hearn has something to do with it. I mean, I understand. Listen, you don't have to like Eddie Hearn and everything like that. Excuse me. You don't have to like him, but the truth is this. You aren't the man at heavyweight. That's the truth. You're not the man at heavyweight. And you're not the bread maker at heavyweight. And you don't have the best resume at heavyweight. You just don't. You don't. And I just don't think you're the A side. And the fight didn't happen because of that. I already addressed this stuff. But some of these fighters are frustrated. Some of these fighters are very frustrated where they are. They're not getting paid what they could be getting paid, or whatever. They're not getting the opportunities that they could be getting. And we're going to see that soon. This is why Daniel Jacobs did go over there. Why did he just randomly go to Matchroom? You know, there's something going on, and a lot of these fighters are not happy. And I'm sure in the upcoming weeks, months, we're gonna see more and more fighters going over there. You know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. So, you know, all this, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen with Showtime. I seen Bob Arum in his interview, and he said something. He said something about it. He's like, Showtime, I don't expect them to last too long because the competition with Showtime and HBO is Netflix, not really boxing. Boxing ain't the main priority of Showtime. I think Showtime was better than HBO because they did have a streaming service. You know, HBO had HBO Go, but we weren't allowed to watch live HBO television when the fights were on. We could only watch the older fights that were, you know, there for a small period of time. Showtime, it offers a little bit more with boxing because we're allowed to watch and stream the fights live, which is cool. But how long are they going to last? You know? I'm still a subscriber. You know, I'm still a subscriber and everything, but how long are they really going to last? You know, especially where it's divisions like this, where it's when they're already pulling fighters, and there's a lot of fighters that are fighting on Showtime that don't have a promoter. You know, they don't have these long-term contracts like the one that Canelo just signed. All right, so I'm rooting for boxing. I don't have any kind of agenda. I'm rooting for boxing. Right now, this seems like it's the best wave going right now. Like I expressed in my last video, PBC, I went to their website. They only have one fight scheduled, and that's Wilder and Tyson Fury. And they haven't had a fight in the month of October. I was rooting for PBC when it came out. There were people that were on YouTube that were totally against it. Okay? Totally against it. You know, because they had an agenda. What I don't want is now that DAZN is here, let's be totally against it because we have an agenda. Because if you were defending PBC back then, you shouldn't be complaining about DAZN now. That's my whole point. So I'm here for what's best for boxing. If the streaming thing is the future, and TV and these streaming and pay-per-view and all this stuff is dead, then so be it. You know, if we're going to watch it, fine. So far, I really don't have no issues with it. All right? I just want the best for boxing. And like I said, once again, I just apologize for anyone that was a little bit misled in my last video. Okay? It's just that Eddie Hearn is part of DAZN, and they launched it with him, you know? So it seemed like Eddie Hearn was involved with this. And maybe he was involved. I have no idea. But this is a Golden Boy deal. So they have Matchroom and they have Golden Boy. Top Rank is over at ESPN. PBC is over there with Showtime. All right? So, and there'll be other promoters out there. You know, Frank Warren, you know, I don't know, you know, they're competitors with Eddie Hearn. At some point, you pull a guy like Canelo, you pull a guy like him, if he's fighting on there, a lot of other fighters are going to start going over there. They'll start moving over there, you know? I know Manny Pacquiao is supposed to be going over there with Al Heyman. That's cool. But how long is he going to be around? You know, is he just doing this for a big money fight with Floyd in a rematch by beating Adrian Broner? Possibly. You know? But anyway, I just wanted to bring that up real quick, all right? I'm going to do the Usyk and Bellew fight now, all right? So I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.